In the annals of English history, few chapters are as chilling as the events that unfolded in the year 1612. This was a time when the shadows of superstition stretched long across the land, and fear held a potent sway over the hearts of men. It was an era deeply influenced by the fervent beliefs of King James I, whose personal obsession with the dark arts fueled a widespread and terrifying witch hunt. The stage for this unfolding tragedy was set in the rugged, untamed landscape of Lancashire, beneath the brooding presence of Pendle Hill. What transpired here would become known as the Pendle Witch Trials, a dark episode that stands as the greatest witch hunt in English history. Its scale and ferocity were unprecedented, leaving an indelible mark on the collective memory. The outcome of these trials was a grim testament to the power of unchecked paranoia. They led to the systematic persecution and brutal execution of individuals accused of witchcraft, their lives extinguished by the very communities they inhabited. The legacy of Pendle is one of profound injustice, a stark reminder of how quickly fear can erode the foundations of truth and reason. Pendle Hill itself seemed to loom over the proceedings, a silent, ancient witness to the human drama unfolding below. Its stark beauty belied the simmering tensions and deep-seated suspicions that permeated the isolated communities nestled in its valleys. This brooding landscape served as the perfect, ominous backdrop for the tragedy about to unfold. At the heart of this volatile environment were two rival families, their animosity a festering wound in the fabric of local life. On one side stood the Demdikes, led by the formidable matriarch Elizabeth Southerns, known ominously as Old Demdike. Her presence commanded both respect and fear in equal measure. Opposing them were the Chaddocks under the leadership of An Whittle or Old Chaddocks, a figure equally steeped in local lore. Both of these elderly women were known throughout the region for their knowledge of traditional healing practices, often sought out for remedies and advice. Yet, whispers of their supposed supernatural connections also clung to their names, fueling an undercurrent of unease. Their bitter rivalry was no secret. It was a long-standing feud that had poisoned the well of community relations for years. This deep-seated animosity between the Demdikes and the Chaddocks created a fertile ground for suspicion, making it tragically easy for accusations to take root and flourish. The stage was set for a devastating unraveling. The spark that ignited the inferno of the Pendle Witch Trials was a seemingly minor incident, yet its consequences were catastrophic. It began with Alison Device, the granddaughter of Old Demdike, a young woman whose life was about to be irrevocably altered. She encountered a peddler, John Law, on a lonely road. A dispute arose between them, perhaps over a simple matter of goods or money, but it escalated quickly. In a moment of anger or frustration, Alison uttered a curse upon the peddler. Shortly after their encounter, John Law fell gravely ill, his condition rapidly deteriorating. In a society steeped in superstition, the connection was immediate and damning. The peddler's sudden illness was not attributed to natural causes, but was immediately and unequivocally blamed on witchcraft. Alison Device's curse was seen as the direct cause, a malevolent act of dark magic. The accusation led swiftly to Alison's arrest, pulling her into the terrifying maw of the legal system. Under intense pressure and duress, she confessed to the charge, a confession likely extracted through fear and intimidation. But her confession did not end there. It became a devastating cascade. In her desperation, Alison implicated others, setting off a chain reaction that would consume entire families. Neighbors, gripped by fear and suspicion, began to accuse one another, their long-held grievances now weaponized. Families turned inward, suspicion breeding betrayal, as the hunt for witches spiraled out of control. The hysteria reached a fever pitch with the revelation of a supposed witches' Sabbath, a clandestine gathering at Malkin Tower. This alleged meeting, shrouded in secrecy and dark purpose, further intensified the community's terror. It painted a vivid, terrifying picture of organized malevolence. Rumors spread like wildfire through the villages, each whisper more chilling than the last. It was said that the witches were plotting murders, casting curses upon livestock and crops, and even conspiring treason against the very crown. These tales solidified the authorities' resolve to punish the accused with the utmost severity. The culmination of this escalating fear was the trial itself, held in August 1612 at the formidable Lancaster castle. This was no ordinary legal proceeding. It was a spectacle of fear, a public display designed to quell anxieties through retribution. Justice, in any true sense, was conspicuously absent from the proceedings. The evidence presented against the accused was flimsy at best, often based on hearsay, old grudges, and spectral accusations. Confessions, coerced under duress and the threat of further torment, were deemed sufficient proof of guilt. The legal process was a mere formality, a grim march towards predetermined condemnation. Perhaps the most chilling aspect of the trial was the testimony of 9-year-old Janet Device. This young girl, a member of the accused Demdike family, was brought forward as a key witness. Her words, spoken against her own mother, brother, and grandmother, sealed their fates, a heartbreaking betrayal born of fear and manipulation. The grim climax arrived on a bleak August morning, a day etched forever in the memory of Lancashire. 10 individuals, condemned by a system consumed by fear, were led to their deaths on Lancaster Moor. Their executions were a stark, brutal spectacle, a public display of power and retribution. Their deaths served as a chilling warning to the public, a terrifying message that no one was safe from the reach of accusation and the swift hand of so-called justice. The gallows stood as a stark monument to the triumph of paranoia over reason, a grim reminder of the consequences of unchecked fear. The Pendle Witch Trials stand as a profound testament to the destructive power of fear and the inherent fragility of justice when confronted by mass hysteria. This dark chapter in history forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about human nature and societal vulnerability. The narrative compels us to question the guilt of the accused, to look beyond the accusations of the time. It highlights, with stark clarity, the dangers of unchecked paranoia, demonstrating how easily suspicion can morph into persecution. The story of Pendle serves as an enduring cautionary tale for future generations, a stark reminder of the perils of abandoning critical thought. It emphasizes the vital importance of skepticism, of demanding evidence, and of upholding due process even in the face of overwhelming public pressure. Above all, the Pendle Witch Trials warn us against the devastating consequences of allowing fear to eclipse truth. They stand as a timeless admonition, urging us to remain vigilant, to challenge unfounded accusations, and to always strive for a society where reason, not terror, guides our judgments. So what do you think? Were these women guilty of dark magic, or innocent lives destroyed by paranoia? Drop your theories in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more chilling stories from the shadows of history. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.